Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to RasslinRantsandReviews. As always, I'm your host, Big Mike, and this is episode 29. And it's not really much of a rant slash review, or even just, well, it is wrestling talk. But it is also in response to Bostonfan79 and his recent dead weight video. And I just want to kind of go along with what he's saying about the dead weight and where I may agree and disagree with some of his aspects. First off, I want to give him huge props because I love his videos. I've been following only for a couple weeks now because I'm new to the YWC. I was oblivious to how much wrestling talk there is on YouTube, and I was directed his way from Big Cheching Blue, and I've since checked him out. And Boston Fan, you do have great insight and great videos, and if this is your new attitude, I like it. So now that you kicked it up a notch, let's get on to your dead weight video. I'm first going to show you where I agree and disagree with certain people, and then I'll give you a few extra people that I would throw on your dead weight list. So let's go with what I agree. I agree with getting rid of Primo. Not because of his lack of wrestling ability, that's for sure. I just don't think they use him enough, or they don't have any direction with him, as that's the way it is for most of these people on my list and on yours. Kozlov, they didn't know what to do with him right from the get-go. They tried to make him into a monster. They always seem to drop the ball when it comes to that. They did. He's just there as Santino's sidekick right now, and it's not funny. It's not over. Santino's over. Kozlov ain't. Alicia Fox. She doesn't need to be there. Let's clean up the dead weight of the divas. Let's start with Alicia. She's semi-talented, but she can't cut a promo. They hardly ever use her. Why she was ever Divas champion in the past, I don't know. It was more of a transition thing, I guess. But I agree she doesn't need to be there. I also agree with Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins, why they even brought him back up to the main roster after he was already once there as part of the Major Brothers with Zack Ryder. Why they brought him back, I don't know. Well, they brought him back, obviously, they brought him back with Vance Archer to make another tag. And if they should have kept someone, they should have kept Vance Archer and got rid of Hawkins. Masters, I agree. The fan doesn't give him the reaction like they used to. And he never got a huge one before anyways, when he was really being pushed as the masterpiece in the Master Lock Challenge. Hornswoggle, definitely agree. Yeah, he's probably there for the young guys or the young fans. But doesn't need to be there. JTG, again, doesn't need to be there. You said you were a fan of Crime Time, Boston Fan. I never was. Even when they first came in, it was too stereotypical of a tag team for me to like. They had some funny spots, I guess, but once they got released the first time, they both should have been released and not come back. R-Truth, I agree with R-Truth. Other than running around saying what's up and getting somewhat of a reaction from the crowd, he doesn't really get much. He's more or less a jobber. He's taking up space on Raw where someone like Zack Ryder, who I'll also get to in a moment, she could be there instead. I agree with Caitlyn, the NXT female diva winner. She hasn't done nothing and she sucks. They got rid of Loki or Caval. They can get rid of her too. And I also agree with Rosa Mendez. Sure, she may have been on SmackDown a little bit recently just because Late Cool made fun of her weight, or she was just on it this past Friday. Doesn't matter. She's not good enough to be there. Let Beth have that spot. Let I don't know. Just give it to someone else. Before I go to my list here again, though, some people I disagree with where you wanted to get rid of them. Obviously, they weren't on the agree list, so, you know, process of elimination. That leaves Dolph Ziggler. I like Dolph, personally. I think he should stay. Whether he needs Vicky or Guerrero or not to be over or whatever as a heel. I think that's okay because he should be able to get over on his own, and then even or not over, however it works for heels. I think if he took Vicky away, he would still have that heat if they just gave him a better character or gave him better direction, because he's the whole perfection, blah blah blah, Hollywood playboy type. I don't know. I think he's a good athlete as well. They just don't know what to do with some of these people. Eve, I disagree with Eve. I really think she's come a long way and deserves what she's got. Actually, I don't, because if you look at my titles rant, my last episode, I don't think she deserves the title. However, I do think she's come a long way with her talent or in-ring ability. So they could keep her around. I disagree strongly with Zack Ryder. Until, what was it, 09, I think, 09. I didn't really pay too much attention to Zack Ryder because he was on ECW. And up here in Canada, we used to get ECW late on Friday evenings. And I'd be out or I'd be doing something and I would never watch ECW. And then in 09, I went to SmackDown ECW taping and I seen Zack Ryder really for the first time. And I think he's got it. It's not my fault they have dropped the ball with him. Or not my fault, or his fault. I think if they give him the right circumstances, he could be a very good mid-card player. He's definitely got charisma. He does have talent, and you're only as good as who you're in there with. So if they keep throwing him in there with a bunch of jobbers on superstars, he's not going to be able to shine. I disagree with Maurice and Natalia. Excuse me, throw them both in there because they're both divas and I like them both. Not just because I'm Canadian do I like Natalia, or for other reasons, but I think it's, again, they're not using her right. It's not her fault. It's the Fed's fault. And I agree with what you're saying. If they're not going to use them, don't pay them. But if you got rid of other people, like you've already said, like Alicia or Caitlyn or Rosa, or in my list here, the Bellas or Tamina, and we'll get to them in a minute, Natalia might have a better spot. Same with Maurice. There's no reason why she can't be doing better. Do I think she's the most talented? No, but she gets by. And I think she gives a good presence. Even watching her on NXT proves she can talk a little. And if she wanted to be face, I think she could be. I disagree with Regal. Only because I do believe he does do stuff in the back. So maybe that's all he should just stay to. Don't wrestle part-time. But he's doing a great job on NXT doing the announcing. I really think he's doing good. Maybe that's a position they're trying to clean up for him, so maybe he can be on SmackDown in the future or something. But Regal definitely will always be with the company, I think. I believe he's an agent anyways, or developmental or something like that in the back. I don't think he'll ever lose a job. Same with Chavo. I don't know if he does something in the back either, like you said, that I'm not aware of. But again, it's just them not knowing what to do with him, dropping the ball. He doesn't have the it factor. So I will agree. Let's get rid of Chavo. Keep him around if he's doing stuff backstage, but drop him. Just don't keep him because he's a Guerrero. I agree. Now that I think about it, I agree. He doesn't need to be around. Between Dolph, Zach, and Chavo's the one who needs to go. Zach and Dolph definitely have a better future than Chavo would for sure. And then there's people here on my list. There may be some that you agree with or don't agree with, or maybe you said in your episode, but I may have missed. So let me start with Yoshitatsu. He's the superstar, I guess you can say, because that seems to be the only thing that he's ever been shown on. But as far as I know, Superstars is leaving. So a lot of these guys won't have a TV spot anyways. Even if they keep it on the web, they shouldn't. Because I don't think that many people go to the website and watch even NXT. But I watch it on TV because it's in my market. Tyler Rex. Another guy who's got great potential. I think he's got good size, but they don't know what they want to do with him. So he's young enough and not fresh in everybody's mind. They could let him go. The Bellas, I said, the Bellas there are just eye candy. They were there basically by the skin of their teeth when the general managers were doing their thing, or the guest general managers. They were there just as arm and eye candy. They were just there for that reason. Then they stuck him with Daniel Bryan, and I don't know. The Bellas, I've never really been a fan, so they could cut them, and I don't think it would harm anything. The Usos and Tamina, they had their shot. It didn't go over. They brought them in to fight with the Hart Dynasty, so it looked like the tag division had some, reputation, which it don't, and it didn't. The Usos can be released at any moment because, like I said, the tag titles, there's not even really a true division, so, and Superstars is almost gone, so they don't have anybody to fight no more. Mark Henry is the last one that I have. He's come to a nice run. He's been there probably more than 12. I think he's probably going to be there 14 years now. And I don't know. He's overran his tenure, that's for sure. I don't think Mark Henry should be there. And like I said, between your list and my list, I'll keep the ones that I disagreed with you. So I agree with you on the ones that I said. Obviously, Primo, Kozlov, Alicia, Hawkins, Masters, Hornswoggle, JTG, R-Truth, Caitlyn, Rose Mendez. And you add in there the Usos, Tamina, Mark Henry, Bellas, Tyler, Rex, and Yoshi. That's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 18 people that could possibly be released, and I don't think it would damage their roster one bit. I read online somewhere that after WrestleMania, they're going to do some roster cuts, and that they just may, if they may cut half, they may cut 4, they may cut 1. But again, I'm not definitely cutting up your video. It was definitely good. Your speaking's obviously a little bit better than mine because you've been doing this for a while. But anyways, I definitely not cutting down your videos. You got some good stuff there, Boston Fan. I'll definitely wait, or can't wait, to see your next one, your next video. I just was kind of thinking this before. I seen your video pop up, so I wanted to give a response to it. Because like I said, there was some I agree with, and obviously some that I didn't agree with, such as Dolphin, Zach, etc. So I won't take up no more time. Like I said, that's why I call it Wrestling Rants and Reviews, because I do rant and ramble. But I can't wait to see your next video. And for all of you that are seeing me for the first time, please subscribe, comment, like, or dislike. Send an email. Let me know what you think that way, or send me questions or opinions. What you would like my opinion on. I've done one video so far on that. Tourette's Detectives. He sent me the streak. He asked me about the Undertaker streak. I think that's down there at episode 27. So yeah, check that out so you know what your response will be like. And I'm going to wrap it up. So as always, I'm Big Mike, and this is Wrestling Rants and Reviews.